sector is clear.
Give us everything we got! All wings.
Hey there guys, Adrian here, aka just Jedi Bro 95. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In this video is going to be 5 tips on how you can improve your Rey gameplay. Now, Rey has gone from one of my most despised characters in Battlefront 2. I hated Rey with every fiber of my being. I could not stand her. You know, yeah, and the reason I couldn't stand her was because of her mind trick ability. I hated her mind trick. Oh my god, did I ever hate it. But once I figured out how to counter it, and it's actually really simple, gentlemen, I'll actually give that tip for you guys here upcoming soon. It won't be necessarily a tip to help you gameplay with Rey, but I also will give a tip to help with that as well. So, gentlemen, if I do forget anything, obviously let me know in the comment section below. So, tip number 1, as I mentioned, with Rey's mind trick. Sorry. Tip number 1 with, like I said, with Rey's mind trick, the best thing I would like to do is if I get tricked by Rey, I would normally just jump in the air and try and avoid it. Because if you jump in the air, she can't hit you. She cannot hit you at all while you're being in the air. So what I try to do is just jump in the air repeatedly, maybe floating back a little bit so that way you can avoid, landing straight down, and you can keep floating back to get some distance on her and stuff like that. So I would say just do that. Now, to counter that, what I'm going to give you guys for an actual tip is to practice your jump swings with Rey and jump kill timing, because people are going to jump, like smart players will jump in the air when they're going up against a Rey, when they're playing against you, if you mind trick them. So you need to jump in the air and be able to get your lightsaber swings down pat while you're in the air, because then you can hit them and then you can make them, you can punish them for jumping in the air, because you always want to look for ways to help get your damage on your opponent, right? Because some damage is better than no damage. So you always want to you want to practice that, get that perfectly done in perfect timing. The second tip I'm going to give you guys is use her insight as much as possible. It, in my opinion, is the best ability in the game, because it does so much, and the fact that it also has a 10-second cooldown is mind-blowing. So basically, if you don't fully understand what Insight does, because trust me, it took me a little bit to fully understand what it does. What it actually does, gentlemen, is when you activate Insight, it reveals all enemies on the map, like period, when they're in your Insight's line of vision. It will reveal all those maps through walls, through doorways, over ledges, under ledges, doesn't matter. It will reveal all those enemies. Then it takes Rey off the minimap. Like, they basically cannot see where she's coming from. So that is already insane for an ability. That, and also the fact that it doubles her stamina. It gives her 10 extra saber damage for front and back, so you can get behind troopers, regular troopers except for heavy, and one hit kill them. So that's also pretty insane. And also, gentlemen, what Insight does, actually I think that's it. Not gonna lie, I thought that there was more, but I think I hit the nail on the head of what Insight all does. So use Insight as much as possible, gentlemen. It does so much, and the fact that it has a 10-second cooldown makes it incredible. One of the best abilities in the game, and in my opinion, it is the best ability in the game, just due to the fact that it just does so much for so little. And the fact that it just regenerates so fast, and you can have it like for a while. Also, as a bonus part of this, I'm going to recommend to always use her Focus Sight star card, as it is by far her best one, because it doubles the active time of Insight, which will allow you to obviously get more people revealed, allow you to have higher stamina for longer, allow you to, deal more damage for longer. It's just overall, it is just so good of an ability, and I highly recommend that you always use her insight. Tip number 3, gentlemen, that I'm going to give is to use her dashing strike, her dash strike ability in hallways and close quarter areas, because her dash strike is a fantastic multi-kill that you basically have waiting right there, because her damaging strike star card is actually glitched. Like, it's actually bugged out to where sometimes, like, not sometimes, majority of the time when you use that card, instead of adding up like General Grievous's Claw Rush ability card does, actually I even think that card is bugged too. But what they're supposed to do is, if you have it equipped and you do a dash strike, the first dash strike will deal normal damage, and then the second one will add on, and then the third will add on top of that, and on top of that, and on top of that. But what has happened is, for some reason, Dice never fixed that bug to where her dash strike is like that. So now you basically have a dash strike that can one hit kill basically any infantry out there. Like, I literally dash struck a jet trooper in the back earlier in the gameplay that you saw, and I completely wiped it out. Like, it had no chance. It was just dead immediately. So I would definitely use it not only just on um, in hallways and whatnot, but also on objectives. I would also use it in close quarter maps, like Tatooine, the Death Star. Also, Agent Kloss in certain areas can be very tight spaced. So yeah, use her dash strike in those areas, because it's going to be something that you definitely would want to have on hand, because it is a guaranteed multi-kill. Tip number 4, gentlemen, is the fact that I would personally use her mind trick only on heroes. On troopers, it doesn't matter, because troopers are fodder. I think, you don't need to use her mind trick ability on troopers, because it does legitimately nothing, and I think personally that it's a waste of an ability to put it on troopers. But if you put her mind trick, gentlemen, onto heroes, then it really becomes an issue, because, as I said, I don't know if I did say it, Rey's mind trick inverts controls of the player, and they have a hard time reacting to it, and then that's basically like that's a free lunch. Like, if you gotta blast your hero that's completely mind tricked and cannot figure out which way to go, that's a free lunch. That's a free kill for you, and that's a free 100 points of health back. So I would definitely only use the mind trick on heroes, because troopers, it don't matter. Like, it truly and honestly doesn't matter how putting it on there. And lastly, gentlemen, tip number 5. This isn't really much of a gameplay tip to improve your gameplay with Rey. This one's just for fun. But tip number 5, gentlemen, always, 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 always use gold lightsaber Rey. Unless you really want to just have fun and try something different. But gold lightsaber Rey is the shit. It is the best skin in this game. I'm obviously being sarcastic, but it is her best skin, and it is a very gorgeous skin, and I love the fact that DICE gave us a different colored skin, a different colored saber skin before the game ended. I'm really happy about that. So anyways, gentlemen, these are going to be 4.5 to 5 tips, depending on who you talk to, about the game, about how to improve your gameplay with Rey. Let me know, gentlemen, in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with anything I just said. Like the video if you guys did enjoy. Also, Rey mains, if you have any other tips that you can give to other players out there that want to play as Rey and get better as playing as her, let me know. Let them know, gentlemen, in the comments. But other than that, gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next series video. Peace out.